If you were able to join us
Michigan gave us Motang.
on Saturday night, we did the live Trump rally, which was every bit as rehashed, boring, sad, and pathetic as every other one. And it's just, there's a certain kind of glow that I get when we watch these things. Just knowing that the people who are trying to convince other people that this is the dude, that Trump is the man, and he's coming back with a vengeance. He's gonna turn this whole thing around, and he's gonna undo what's been done. And also, he's been president this whole time, so everything that's awful has happened is both part of his plan, letting Biden do it, and also things he's legally signed off on. I don't know what the hell. Sometimes the conspiracy gets so knotted up. I mean, don't get me started on it. Has anybody tried to unpeel the onion of COVID thought these days on these folks? It was a fake disease in the first place, but the Chinese created it and attacked us with it. And it was a real attack with a fake weapon, but the virus is not as bad as just a pretext for the vaccine, which is terrible, which Trump created and should get credit for, but is also an international plot to depopulate the earth. This is my sister, my daughter, my COVID, my vaccine, I don't know where the hell they get this. It's just shit. So it is a lot of shit. It's just a lot of hilarious shit. So, and Gavin Newsom is a clone. That's true. I mean, well, we should do a compilation of just the people that Right Side had to interview at this shit fest. Oh my God. Oh God. Derpapalooza over here. So here it is. This is so the one thing we didn't do, and dude, are people not watching? Is that what do I have to come to this realization that as big as our crowd is getting and as popular as the show is getting and all the hard work I put in, were they not here last year when the majority of you that are with us, and bless you for sticking in there and subscribing and being with us the entire time, were there when I explained the Blacks for Trump, folks? And I actually, on one of the early, extra shows where I was just like, I'll throw in an extra show, we made sort of a semi-deep dive. I can't go completely into it because talk about violating all the TOSs of every social media thing that I'm on. If I played any of the videos from the Blacks for Trump website, done. Straight up, just snuff films and just, it's like the faces of death, but somehow the Indian people are responsible. It's just amazing. And their alignment with the Moors, not the real Moors like in history, but the Moorish Americans who believe that they're really they're the real America, and that black people in the United States who are descendants of slaves are not defendants, but descendants of slaves. Any black people that defend slavery, I'm not interested. The ADOS folks, anyway, that those folks are not black. They're East Indian and Cherokee and worship Satan and are aligned with Jews. And so it's it's one of those really fun. It's like when you go, I've heard all the Hollow Earth story, but tell me about, I've heard all the Flat Earth story. Tell me about the Hollow Earth. That's interesting. You know what I mean? There's where the Nazis apparently after the war found a hole in Antarctica and they live inside the Earth, and that show La Brea is like a cheery lost version of that. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Hi. It's just so much. Anyways, we dove into this, and all these people were tweeting oh, blacks for Trump, blacks for Trump. How could they? Like, they're there to sell their website, dum-dum. It's like a bunch of LaRouchians. It's if they were standing back there with shirts that said Scientologists for Trump, nobody would think, oh my God, how can Scientologists side with Trump? They would just go, these assholes will parade their websites and stuff everywhere. So anyways, they're just selling, right? So And I'm amazed, and they're always the same dudes, too. They drive to all of them. And then there's like, look at these big crowds I'm drawing. And then like everybody they interview, they're like, this is my 50th rally. And you're like, yeah, you're really expanding that voter base, dude. I mean, it's just... well, the white people aren't triggered by the 7 black people. It's the Evo. It's liberals and people like Fugel saying and other people. I guess they just don't check the backstory of who those folks are, and they're like, how could self-respecting black people support this? Whatever. Okay, never mind the sort of softball racism of the idea that I am not on board with, that all black people should necessarily like the same candidates I like or something like that. That's all aside. That's just. But of course, people have agency, individual thought, and their own right to personal philosophy, and voting blocks and stuff should not be assumed based on skin color. Yes, that's true. But that has nothing to do with this. Like, don't even get like wrapped up in that horse shit. Just understand that these people are lunatics. They're not there because they've decided that in spite of the it's just. Oh, I've got Witcher hair. Is that what I've got? Is that what everybody's agreed on? All right. Well, I'm working on my Witcher muscles, so that'll work out, I guess. Except I'm not juicing. Oh, did he? He did. Did he call it out? He did. Did he say? Did he intimate? Yes, he did. Nah, it's all natty. It's totally natty, bro. He's totally natty. Because everybody has a teeny tiny waist like that and gigantic tits as a dude, and it's completely natural. No, I'm just trying to start like mini controversies so I could just get more to the show. Not even moves. I'm not talking about moves. I'm talking about like man tits, like muscle. Anyways, here we go. Thanks. So we're time. Like I feel like some people who might not know that I have the top back in a ponytail might think that I've gone Chance Boudreaux on him, which is, of course, one of my third favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme character from one of his movies. And probably the best way to hide his Belgian accent, his French Belgian accent, that making him, Louisiana Creole by birth or whatever, is the next thing. Next best one was him being a firefighter from Montreal who moved to Chicago. That works great. That was sudden death. Way to go. When I tell you not to move, you don't move. Right? That's great. It's good. It's all covered. I'm with you. So let's see. Mike, they only gave Mike 5 minutes, I guess. Or they only sliced him off a piece of his 5 minutes. But he's just happy to be there. They just told him, Mike, Trump's late. Go up there and talk shit. Let's see.
A year ago today, almost... I
just have to go over and steal his other microphone.
At this time, they...
Really? Really? They're just going to sell... Hey, no. You know what? Fuck you, dude. I can fix that. I'm going to let you co-opt my shit, you lunatic. Hold on, now I got to stretch it bigger. And I'll quit it. And then slide it over here. There we go. That's better. They'll cut back to him, but I don't know. Look at this. Support RSBN Lindell is shopping. This is like, this is all a big pillow ad. All of it. This is all him doing his like roadshow version of QVC. That's what's happening.
That famous picture when I was outside the White House. Y'all remember that?
Yes, when you were ejected by Trump's lawyers who were like, all right, we've officially pegged the needle on lunatics. Get him the fuck out of here. And his weird little notes that he brought in from other weirdos.
Well, ever since that day, I've been attacked from...
Yeah, see that? Look at the photographer. This is a Lindell event. Trump had cameras on him on the front, but he didn't have a paid photographer walking around behind him. Maybe there was the guy off the stage doing whatever. This dude is paid to be there to make Lindell like to make footage and promo pictures for Lindell.
Until night, right up to yesterday when they're trying to debank all the platforms. And
yeah, they're not debanking all the platform. The banks in Minneapolis that he goes to or that he uses told him to go find someplace else to store his money. Piss off. They basically did to him what, like, Visa does to OnlyFans accounts sometimes. And they're like, yeah, that's the way. Clear that filth out of there. I don't want to use Visa if an OnlyFans account running woman can pay her rent with nudity that harms no one. I don't want a Visa card, therefore. But now that they're kicking him out of his bank, they're like, this is Nazism. This is communism.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take this back a year ago and why we're so much better off
Laura.
today. A year ago, when
yes, and by the way, Mike, look behind you. They're not convinced. Yes, you're better. We are better off today. You're not so much.
Happened. After that happened and the media started attacking me, I put something on Facebook. I thought Suckabuck was just deplatforming me, but none of my friends would like anything. I call them, they wouldn't answer the phone.
Yes, Mark Zuckerberg cut Mike Pillow off on Facebook and has such reach, such power. We've got to stop Facebook. Its power is out of control. It was able to not only stop him from getting likes on his posts, but keep his friends from calling him.
He was in fear. Remember, across the country, it was after January 6th, everybody was...
No. We were in fear that they might try something worse on the 20th. But yeah, no, after Biden was sworn in, we're like, okay, that's enough of this. These nutcases are going to be running around, but yeah, we're not living in fear. None of us. I'm fine. How are you?
Fear. And I just kept going. I kept losing box stores and stuff. And I'm going, but we have evidence. This was stolen. We got to save our country. We were attacked. And then I heard about this. I heard about Arizona. I kept hearing stuff going on down in Arizona.
And none of it was true. Hold on. Now they're full framing him. So I'll shrink him back down. Good old Rumble. And they still running the ads. Fuck you, dude. Hold on. Quit it. I'm sliding this thing down to here. I don't care. I don't care if they see that. I'll zoom in even more, dummy. I'm not you know how much I fight to just not have this guy advertising while I'm talking about him?
Brave people, these senators in this audit, and I'm going, and I'll tell you what, that inspired me. So here.
Oh, thanks, Arizona Republicans.
Arizona, the block after block after block, starting with rotten Doug Ducey, and who obstruction, which didn't make any sense. So, but they.
Well, no, Mike. It does make sense if, as Republicans, because he's confused by the idea that Republicans stopped them from looking into the election when they thought there was obvious fraud, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but I think I can help you make sense of it, and think of it as you will that Republicans tried to help their president by adding fraudulent votes and messing with the voting system and doing everything they could. And yet in the end, their fake votes were swamped by real votes. And even though it made it closer, it still was not enough to overtake it. And then that knowing this, they were like, well, all right, well, he lost by, but we can pretend he lost by very little and we can use that narrative to keep ourselves in power for a little while. But just everybody, okay, just call it a draw. And then, and then Trump started dancing around this place and going, you guys need to look. And just for the record, just to save my ass from this. And the reason the Republicans were trying to obstruct is because what they knew you would find if you actually looked was more Biden votes, fewer Trump votes. And if they ever did find any idea like mass voter fraud of any sort, it seems like logically the only reason that they would do this and block like that is because they were engaged in the voter fraud. They know it did happen, but it was all to benefit Trump. And they're afraid that if you keep looking, you'll just find more Biden votes that were thrown out illegally and more Trump votes that were added illegally. And so logically, this is why hardcore Republicans who have been doing nothing but chasing Trump's taint, hoping for a glimpse for years, all of a sudden don't want to back him up on this. That would be the only logical reason for this. That would be that's my thought on this. As far as comedy goes, that's all I got. It's just so, just in case it helps you with the confusion. I don't think that's what happened. I'm just saying that if anything happened, that's what happened. Sorry. All right. No, sorry. What were you saying again, dum-dum?
Down here fighting and would not give up. And then you started hearing about it all across the country in different places.
Yes, I was mocking it. The general news was mocking it. Everybody but QAnon was mocking it.
Up in Michigan and down in Georgia, and that inspired me. Obviously, I went at it with no fear, because all I fear is the Lord. But I'll tell you.
Well, you kind of should, Mike, because you've been taking his name in vain for months now, committing the sin of bearing false witness against people. Multiple times on multiple platforms, anywhere somebody puts a mic in front of you, you are bearing false witness and using Jesus as cover. That's what it means to take the Lord's name in vain. What it means to take the Lord's name in vain in any situation, any religion, is to claim piety while sinning. Those two things together. It's not just yelling Jesus Christ because you stubbed your toe. That's not taking the Lord's name in vain. That's calling for help.
The fear started to go away with.
Well, yeah, along with the attention or the care.
And where we're at today, when I say every single day is a better day, we're in the best position we've been in since last year on November 3rd. And the reason I say that.
This asshole almost said January 6th.
Is because everybody now is out there with no fear, and we all know what happened.
Yes. No, I have no fear that anything you do will change a fucking thing. Except if you keep looking, you will find more Biden votes and they're going to have to throw out more fake Trump votes. Because that's just what's happened every state. I notice he's not at the villages right now going, we found some voter fraud and we found some voter fraud and they all voted for Trump, but and
it's all going to get corrected, and it's all been on God's timing, not ours.
Yes, billions of years. I know the Bible says 6 days, but what he means is approximately 4.6 billion years. It's 6 God days. So just wait one more God day and Trump will be president again.
Timing. And I will promise you this, there's not going to be any election done with.
Son of a bitch. Hold on. Don't do that to me again, you jerk. There's not going to be, hold on. There's not going to be any elections done with what?
Going to be any election done with any machines or computers done in 2022.
What? Yeah, there is. What the fuck do you think we're going to do? Like, we're going to walk around with purple fingers like it's goddamn Iraq? What? And here's the thing. What is this asshole? A, that's just nonsense. It's just silly nonsense. But secondly, what is he telling these people? If you show up to vote and there's voting machines, don't do it. Don't vote. Because it's like, the hell?
And we've got great, right, and then I'm saying just yesterday, why are they all of a sudden attacking again, all the news back there? Why are they all attacking now, a year later? It's risen to a new level. You know why? Because all these great things are coming out, not just...
Yeah, no, there's been no doubling down, dipshit. Like, they're not there. Like, nobody cares. Like, every time, you know, they actually file something, there's a little blurb on the news. You're like, hey, these assholes are back, but then it's not going anywhere. Like, no one is going, oh, dear. What if they actually find something this time? And by the way, maggots, trolls, anybody who's watching that's pro-Trump, if they ever did what you wish they would do and they're not going to be able to, like, decertify the election and start from scratch, Nancy Pelosi becomes president. She gets to pick her successor in the House. And she serves out until a new election could be scheduled, and it would be more than a year because it's a presidency, you'd have to have a primary again, unless the parties just immediately agreed, and I doubt that's the case, and it'd be fucking hilarious. So you're talking at least 18 months of Nancy Pelosi as president with control of the House and the Senate. And that's what Mike Lindell thinks every day is more and more beautiful, because that's what we're getting closer to. It's so... Oh, God.
Arizona, they're still getting stuff from the Maricopa audit, but it's coming out everywhere. So they want...
It's coming out everywhere. Is it? Well, you might want to stuff it back in, dum-dum. What's coming out everywhere is that, there's some Biden votes in a drawer. Where'd these come from? Gary's he's the guy, put him in there and forgot they were there. Where's Gary? He's over there. He's the guy in the MAGA hat with the Trump one shirt.
Deflect is called election deflection, and they want to try and silence our voice again.
It is? It's called election deflection? Election deflection, got no erection. Is that the song that's being sung around Mar-a-Lago? Mar-a-Lago House Rock?
Just yesterday, did you all hear what they did to a great OAN?
Yeah. Apparently, not only is it run by assholes who got a leg up getting their network on DirecTV when they couldn't or shouldn't have been able to secure that very thing, meaning that they got pushed to the head of the line by somebody at DirecTV or AT&T, but they got kicked off. Now, here's something I want to share with you. Does anyone think that if OAN was as popular as they say it is, it would have gotten kicked off? Anybody think that they would have just done it if it's like, dude, this fucking, it's beating CNN, it's beating Newsmax, it's beating Fox. You can't, we want to take it off. We really do. But the customer wants it. No. It was hanging like a rectal polyp on the end of the DirecTV, channel listings and boasting like we're on DirecTV while everybody else is, who might deserve it or might actually be able to garner that kind of audience. I don't know, a guy who gets over 1,000 people in his chat room every day now. Just saying my numbers are better than OAN's most of the time. And I'm just getting started. Like, I'm not even these groups that have been on friggin' YouTube and Twitch for 5 years. Yeah. OAN was there to lose money on purpose. It's a propaganda machine. It's not profitable. And there's no logical reason why they would take up space on the DirecTV broadcast, like their bandwidth. It makes no sense.
It's disgusting. DirecTV, owned by AT&T, told them that they're done. Yeah,
it's the first time I've considered going back to AT&T since I moved over to Verizon.
85% of OAN of you watching, you're not going to be able to watch OAN when their contract is up.
By the way, this is being broadcast on RSBN, their direct competitor. And believe me, everybody at RSBN was like, whoa, now's our chance in the drunken horse race that is right-wing fake cable channels.
Did it for only one reason, to silence that. And this brings up the biggest.
Well, if they wanted to silence them, they'd have to, not only kick them off there, they'd have to shut them down. They'd have to buy their offices and evict them. They'd have to, I guess, pressure YouTube if you want to buy stuff in the AT&T store. If you want to put it on DirecTV, if you want YouTube channel on there, you'd have to get rid of OAN on there, or we won't carry you. That would be silencing them, because you would be hitting them everywhere else. If you don't want to carry somebody, that's not silent. That's not even censorship. That's fuck you. We have limited bandwidth, and you don't earn the space, and you're more trouble than you're worth. It's like Bongino bitching about being kicked off YouTube. I was kicked off for 3 friggin' months. He gets a 1-week suspension and boo fuckity who.
Problem we face is it's not the media, the fake news media. We're all
He's pointing at me. I can feel it.
onto them. It's the conservative media, the ones that don't talk. One of them rhymes with Fox. Okay. Disgusting. They're disgusting. They won't talk about anything. When was the last time you seen anybody on Fox talk about the 2020 election?
I don't usually like to interrupt any of those moments. We just like to absorb and enjoy them. Those beautiful, beautiful moments. Also, this is a good way to remind everyone that, that whole thing about how Democrats in disarray, but Republicans know how to message and they know how to stay together. And they've got a clear path and a plan, and we're all over the place. And they're, okay, first of all, you've seen many times, I've shown you on here, Republicans say the same thing about themselves. The only difference is that we were actually able to pass a bipartisan infrastructure bill in the first 8 months of a new presidency. And remember all that shit about Ron DeSantis being the next successor to Donald Trump? This is going very well. The two front runners for 2024 allegedly in the Republicans future wannabe primary and is DeSantis. DeSantis beat Trump at the CPAC straw poll or one of those things, and ever since then Trump's been grumbling about him, and now he's like calling him out about the booster thing, and he's trying to find a way to nudge him a little bit. Not because he's going to run against DeSantis and he's trying to knock him off, and DeSantis has, a grip on running for president next time, because he fucking well doesn't. He's a terrible candidate. It's not going to work out that way. Florida's demographics are going to be a fucking mess in the next 3 years for lots of reasons. He's going to have bigger fish to fry. It's not, but we'll talk about that at some point. But the fact that this is the conversation right now, Roger Stone calls DeSantis fat, slow, and dumb on Trump's behalf. Yeah, and says Roger Stone, right? Yeah, but we're their problem. We're the ones they have to worry about. Hold on, just squeeze this up.
Not going to see it. They're just disgusting. So the hope is right now,
By the way, Fox rhymes with Cox. That's when you go, it rhymes with Cox, and that's disgusting. And then you go, no, I mean Cox Cable. They won't carry OAN either. And then boo, and then you get a dirty joke in, but you get to hide it. You get to couch it in. You're the ones with the dirty minds, not me. Fucking people are stupid.
that goes by, more and more things we have. We got enough evidence. We got all that stuff. That's all done. We've got a great plan.
Yeah, it's all done. It's any day now. Like, we're almost coming up on the 1 year mark in 3 days of the Biden presidency, but we're so much better. We're this close.
But in order to get the plan done, you got to go. The messages we have, you have Real American News, RSBN, OAN, FrankSpeech.com. But you also have all.
It's Real America's Voice. Isn't that because that's the channel that Bannon's show is on? Real America's Voice. I mean, first he tanks one of the names. He kisses the ass of the one that's airing him right now, the only people covering this fucking thing, and then boosts his own.
Every day, all of you need to see what's in the news. That's like if something new comes out down here with the audit, if something comes out, if you're up in Washington State, I don't care if you're Washington State, Florida, wherever you at, and you look every day and you.
Yes, guys, wherever you at.
Share it with all of your friends, email them, everything, because it's our voice. Our voice has gotten bigger and bigger every single day since last year, and you.
No, it has not. What voice there was, which was painfully small, by the way, even at the beginning of this, and I don't mean Republicans in general or something. I mean the cuckoo, crazy, go nuts. We can turn the government, the election over. JFK Jr. is going to be here any day. Hang out in Dallas. He's going to be on the stage with the Rolling Stones, and he's going to be Trump's running mate. And Trump's, running everything from the real White House while Biden's in an Amazon Prime account. Like that voice, that teeny little fucked up, very loud but very weird voice, is now just split. Instead of being on Twitter and Facebook, is split on 9 different sites, and they're saying the same shit in 5 different places. All these people have a Getter, a Parler, a Rumble, or whatever, like all these accounts, and it doesn't fucking matter. It's a waste of friggin' time.
Stop that.
Oh, the cues are still
so
there.
we will get our country back, and God bless you all, and God bless America.
Hey, Mike, you're an asshole, but Trump thumb to you too, buddy. But thanks for saying God bless America on your way out. Trump forgets to do that, never does it. I don't know why. Apparently, maggots, that's a wash with you guys. The fact that he skips that, and he'll say our country a lot, but he won't say America, like he's really talking about some future confederacy from southern states, like our country, which is this half, these 8 states. Yeah, that's it.